Hello, my name is Beth Ellen Nash. I'm the founder of Wings to Soar Online Academy, where we create custom learning plans for outside-the-box kindergarten to 12th grade students in a hybrid online and homeschool option. At Wings to Soar Online Academy, I am in charge of curriculum integration, individualization, and I am the intervention specialist. I also share my expertise as a teacher, speaker, author, consultant, and coach. Do you or someone you care about have dyslexia? Perhaps you're trying to figure that out. Maybe dyslexia has seemed nothing but a struggle. You could use some fresh perspectives on dyslexic strengths. Perhaps you're just starting to learn about options for accommodation and remediation for dyslexia. Or maybe you've tried a number of things already and are trying to sort through all the remediation options available before sinking more money into some expensive therapy whose promises sound too good to be true. My primary target for this course is parents seeking to help their dyslexic child. Adult dyslexics, teachers, and tutors will also find much benefit. I'll weave my story about my work with dyslexics over the past 14 years, with my experience in using many different programs and approaches to help dyslexics, to provide an overview for you of remediation and accommodation options. I address what is dyslexia, including some of the more typically recognized dyslexic challenges, as well as some of the less well-recognized dyslexic strengths that are often the flip side of some of those challenges. I spent some time addressing the mind strengths as outlined by Brock and Furnett-Ide in their book, The Dyslexic Advantage. These include the material reasoning, interconnected reasoning, narrative reasoning, and dynamic reasoning strengths. Dyslexics tend to be good big picture thinkers who are good at making connections, often have strong 3D visual strengths. Dyslexics often excel as creative problem solvers and do well in the fix it, do it, make it, build it type careers. I'll also address some general teaching strategies for dyslexics and for dysgraphics as well. In addition, I'll address accommodations that help level the playing field for dyslexics, dysgraphics, and those with dyscalculia, such as audiobooks, speech-to-text, and calculators, as well as a number of other accommodations. I address 5 key reading skills identified by the National Reading Panel as being important for learning to read: phonological awareness, phonics, fluency, vocabulary, and comprehension, as well as some tips, programs, and ideas for helping in each of these areas. As 80 to 90% of dyslexics have a weakness in the phonological processing system, I spend a fair amount of time addressing Orton-Gillingham phonics-based remediation approaches, which are direct, explicit, and systematic in their instruction of the phonics-based sound and symbol connection. They are multisensory and incorporate much spaced repetition and review. I address a number of implementation options for Orton-Gillingham-based remediation. I'll go over the basic Orton-Gillingham session format, which includes a basic level multisensory approach of reading it, saying it, and writing it. I will also share some of my expanded multisensory options. Both of these approaches do involve multiple senses, which get at the strengths of the neuroplasticity of the brain. My expanded multisensory includes over 75 multisensory activities to bring in more senses, connecting more brain pathways, give the brain more mental hooks to retrieve the information at a later time. Following a fairly in-depth overview of the Orton-Gillingham approaches, including some commonly known programs, as well as some of the online programs that Wings to Soar offers, I'll spend some time addressing another approach called the Davis Dyslexia Correction Approach that is especially suited to 3D dyslexic picture thinkers. I'll also address a number of programs that work to build underlying developmental and cognitive functions that take advantage of that neuroplasticity of the brain that the brain itself can change with focused practice and work, so we can strengthen the underlying weaknesses that will make it more effective to do any other remediation. So while I address a number of accommodation and remediation options, my primary goals is to help you to understand that dyslexics are not broken. They are very smart, but their brains are wired differently. There often is a genetic link, and the strengths and weaknesses associated with dyslexia do run in families. Dyslexics tend to be strong big picture thinkers, good creative problem solvers, make excellent connections between ideas, have many 3D visual strengths, and often excel in the build it, make it, fix it, do it, build it kind of careers. So if you were looking for a cure for dyslexia, you can't cure dyslexia because it's not a disease. You can't fix it because it's not broken. Dyslexics are smart. Their brains are just wired differently. And as part of the fresh perspective I hope to bring you.